Yeah, see if they have a mini fix. One of them has a power strip on it already.
Adios mío, papi.
So
Check 1, 2.
Check. Hey, 1. Hello. Hello. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, dude, we're vlogging today. Yeet.
oh, you gotta land on the.
Yeah. He landed the first time.
Speed up, speed up. Oh.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, you're not playing?
No.
Oh.
Okay, so this is where we're playing. This is the venue here. It's a nice little spot. It looks probably huge with this lens on, but it's fairly big. I mean, I don't know how many people sitting here.
First glance, 500, 600.
500, 600. But either way, this is the place, and then this is actually the stage, and then this is Jake. This is the man who makes everything that you see here happen. So I'm gonna have him walk through everything just so that you can kind of see a little behind the scenes of what this looks like. If you have any questions, I'll make sure I put his Instagram below so that you can DM him, ask him the questions, not me, because I don't actually know what's going on. All I do is sing, and that's all that I do.
All right, hold on. Time right there. Let's stop real quick. If this next part, like if you're not into like any kind of like church worship gear stuff, audio engineering, like live show stuff, not only are you not gonna like understand this next part, but you're probably gonna also hate it. If you find it interesting, great, but if you don't, I'm just letting you know, it's kind of a lot. Like I said in the beginning, it's gonna be a little bit different, but I just wanted to share it with you guys because that's kind of the behind the scenes of it all, and just wanted to share with you what it is that we're doing, but from like an actual tech perspective. So yeah, here it is. Hopefully you like it.
All right, so this is our audio rig for this conference this weekend. It's not mine, I'm borrowing it from a friend. He's awesome, so thank you. We're running a X32 rack, 16 mic inputs, 8 outputs on this, and then there's actually in the back of this rack an expander, like a stage snake in the back of this rack. So that gives us more inputs and more outputs. We've got one stereo set of in-ears here, another set here, and then 4 down there. We're not using all of them, but we're only using 3. They're old, but they work sometimes. So we plug all of our mics, all the mics on the drums, we plug into here, and then 3 vocalists, just using wired 58s, SM58s, because we don't have money for wireless stuff, so we're just using those. They all run back to the rack. I have like a little stage snake up there, but that's simple stuff. And then this computer right here is running our tracks. This was this morning's set. I'm running Ableton on my Mac, and I set up the tracks like last week. We get our tracks from multitracks.com. So I set up Ableton with tracks, and then I have Dante virtual sound card on here as well. And then out from my USB-C adapter to Ethernet port, I have a Ethernet cable plugged into it, and that goes into the back of this rack with a Dante optional sound card that goes in the rack. So I can choose on my computer what channels I want to send out of my Mac, out of this Ethernet cable into the X32 rack. So I do one channel for the click and the cues, the metronome, the cues track that's like verse and chorus. Those 2 come out of one channel, and then the tracks just in a stereo left and right channel come out. 3 separate audio channels out from this Ethernet cable into the rack, and then I configure it on the rack to be their own channel basically. So that's generally what's going on. I mean, it's more detailed. That's like a whole nother video on how to like set up that stuff, but that's generally what we're doing. So we have these moving headlights. They're like just par washes, LEDs. They were super cheap. I got them on tomtop.com. If you're super interested, I can send you a link or whatever. They were on sale for $45, so I was kind of skeptical because they're made in China and like shipped from China. So I was like, I don't know. But I got 4 and they are working great. 4 of these moving headlights. I've got 4, I think 6 of these. These are American DJ, I think, Ultra 6 bars. If you know anything about lights, they run on DMX, and I have a lighting software that I'm controlling the lights wirelessly from the booth, which I'll show you when I get to the end. But those are just regular light bulbs. They're incandescents or something like that. I've got those running to a dimmer pack. Another moving headlight, more of the Ultra 6 bars. Chauvet color strips, 2 of those. Another moving headlight, another set of these things. Blinders, if you want to call them that. At the end here, I never knew these were a thing, but when I found out, I was like, this is incredible. So I have a wireless DMX receiver plugged into this moving headlight, and it's receiving the DMX signal from my laptop in the booth when we're running the set. So I don't have to run like a super long DMX cable all the way back up to the booth. This allows me to do it wirelessly from wherever. It's super simple. If you know anything about lights, you probably already know about them, but if you don't, these are super dope and they're really cheap. And then from this light, you daisy chain each light together with DMX cables, and they all get the signal. So.
Hey, I'm Andrew, camp director here. 1985 model Human. Doesn't work as well as it used to. I'm running off of Windows 97 and caffeine. Thank you. Yeah. I got an analog watch. I'm running unfiltered, no lens optics, which I might have to upgrade next couple years again. 1985 model. Got an iPhone 5S here. A little hack. Take a screenshot of the schedule for the weekend. Says your screensaver. You always have the schedule. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much all the features that I'm running here.
Yeah.
DM me if you got any questions.
Got some speakers that we're borrowing as well from friends that are awesome. Mackie SRM 450, not the best speaker, but not the worst. So, and then just a sub. I'm connecting them from the rack from our audio system, just with a standard XLR cable. Go into the sub into channel A, and then has 2 outputs on there, so a lot of flexibility if you have like multiple tops or more speakers, whatever. But we're just doing a sub in the top, so super simple. Go into A and then take another XLR, go out into the top. And I like these subs. They're not the greatest, but they're not the worst either. So you can set the high pass mode, or like where the crossover point is. You can set it to 120 hertz, so the sub will only play frequencies lower than 120, about 120 lower. And then the top will get a signal that cuts at 120. So everything above 120 hertz will go to the top. So it's really nice way to get a good crossover point. So the sub is only playing, outputting certain frequencies that you want, and the tops are outputting frequencies that you want. So you're not so the tops aren't trying to output frequencies that the sub is already doing. Just cleans it up a little bit. So. This is where I'm running lyrics and lights and sound from for this weekend. I hate booths that are in a balcony or a second floor. Like, I just hate them. I can't build another booth. This is in my place, so. But it's totally fine. It's doable. So I'm running lyrics. I'm running Pro Presenter 6 for lyrics. Definitely the industry standard for churches and doing like lyrics and video, multimedia presentations and stuff. So I'm also running a program called QLab, super awesome application that you can throw in videos and trigger them to play and stop with MIDI commands. So on the tracks for each song, I have a MIDI region with a MIDI note that will, as the timeline goes, it will play that MIDI note, and then it will trigger this laptop actually over a MIDI Wi-Fi network that I set up. I'm not going to talk about any of those things because I would be here for a while. So, but if you have questions about it, let me know if you have any like more desire to know about doing MIDI over Wi-Fi or tracks with QLab, all this stuff. So let me know. Basically, the MIDI note will cue each lyric video that I want to play on the screen. So it's lined up. So they play the tracks. I just sit here and wait for the MIDI note to play, and then it goes up on the screen. I have it set up for ProPresenter. I've got like plugged into a projector from my computer, and then also with another HDMI cable with an adapter connected to that TV on the wall right there for a stage display. So I've got lyrics there, and then a stage display for the band so they can see all the lyrics and stuff. When it works, it's awesome. And then for my lighting software, I'm using, I just got it like last week. I kind of know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing sometimes with it. But it's, I like it a lot. It's called LIGHTKEY. I like it a lot because it has this like virtual light like designer built into it. So you can, when you set up a new file, you can tell it what fixtures you're using. Like it even knew my super cheap like Chinese fixtures, like that had no brand in the title when I bought them. It was like 70-watt moving headlight, and I was like, what brand is this? It doesn't even say. They're actually made by Lixada or Lixada, I don't know how to say it. Anyway, I plugged it in and I was like, oh wow, this program has them. So super simple. You can search your fixtures in the app and just plug them in and do your DMX patching right in the beginning. It's so easy, and then it just plugs it into the app, and you can place your fixtures roughly like where they're gonna be. So as you can see, like this is kind of what it looks like on the stage. And I did this at home like a couple weeks ago. So I kind of knew, because we've been here before, we were here last year, so I knew what the stage was looking like. I set up the lights kind of how I wanted them, and then when we got here, it was super simple. On the X32 rack, there's a router plugged into the network Ethernet port, so that I can connect a laptop or iPad, even iPhones, to the rack and control certain functions on it. So I'm running an app called X32 Edit. It's like really hard to find on their website because Behringer's website is not even like Behringer. It's like Music Group or something like that. It's stupid, but try, if you're using an X32 rack, try and find it. This app is actually like really awesome, and I don't know why they don't like promote it more. Anyway, I just connect my Wi-Fi on the laptop to the Wi-Fi name that I set up for the router. So once you connect to that, in the setup you can go through and connect to the mixer so you can control all the functions. So since there's not a lot of inputs, I'm just using the all tab so I can see all the channels. So I've got our 3 vocalists, Jenny, Pablo, and Bobby, on here, and you can see as I cycle through all their settings change and stuff. So I can do gain, noise gate, compression, EQ, all that stuff. Like anything you can do on the X32, you can do on the computer, just in a rack form, and it's all digital. So it's really nice for stuff like this, so I don't have to carry around a massive board and break my back. I know I'm only 24, but let's be honest, nobody wants to carry heavy stuff anymore. So yeah, and then kick, snare, I'm not using any of these channels. Kick, snare, toms, overheads, clicking tracks. Super simple.
So yeah, that was pretty much what was going on from a technical standpoint. It was a lot, I know, but I did want to just give it to you guys and kind of provide you with that behind the scenes, because last year I made a film about this and I was like, I don't really want to make a film again because it's literally the same exact weekend as last year.
We should do another short film about this trip and call it Jesus Really Is.
What was it?
The first one.
Is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jesus Hella Is.
Okay, we'll call it that. Do you have milkshakes? Love you all. Jenny, I got my milkshake.
Where's mine?
Oh. Yeah. I forgot Jenny's milkshake, so.
Oh, I'm bringing them all.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah.
Oi. Oi.
Did you hit it in the lens?
But I wanted to just kind of give you behind the scenes of it, because I know there's some people that are, you know, churchgoers, some people that work at churches, some people that are like tech and musician people from churches on this channel that like to watch. So if that's you, I'm hoping that this was valuable. If that's not you, I will definitely be back to regularly scheduled programming tomorrow. I hope you guys are doing well. I really appreciate your time. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube things, and I definitely will be seeing you guys very soon, as always. Also, as added value, so that you're not like hopping around looking for different things, I'm gonna put timestamps here on the screen or also in the description below as far as like what exactly he's covering, because it's a lot of things in a lot amount of time, and instead of having to jump through the video, I'll put the timestamps so that if there's a particular subject of interest for you, you can find it quickly. All right, here it is.